There's a story about a man who had a wife and 2 kids. The man was a spiritual man, godly man. And he died tragically one day. Don't know how, just know that he did. And when he died, he left his wife and his 2 children. But not only did he leave his wife and his 2 children, he left a mountain of debt to be paid. And so in that time, if you leave a mountain of debt, what the creditors would do is they would come and they would take your children and they would enslave them until the debt was paid in full. And so now here's this woman that's lost her husband. At that time, she had no means of income because he was her means of income. And now not only did she lose him, but she's about to lose her 2 children as well. And so in the desperate attempt to preserve what little bit of life that she has left, to preserve the legacy of her family, she goes to a prophet and she says, this isn't right, this isn't fair, what can I do? Tell me something, give me an answer. And the prophet asks her a question. He says, what do you have in your house? She says, I don't have anything in my house except a jar of oil. So what the prophet tells her to do is, he says, okay, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to go out to your neighbors, and I want you to get as many empty vessels as you can find. Borrow as many empty vessels as you can find. And don't borrow a few. Borrow as many as you can and pour what you have into those empty vessels. And then sell it, and you live off the rest and take care of your family. Crazy, crazy, crazy thing to tell somebody that's just lost everything. Go borrow. I mean, think about that. She's already about to lose her kids because she's in debt, and he tells her to go get more debt, go borrow stuff from other people. It's the last thing she wants to hear. But she has no other options. What does she do? She goes home, she gets her sons, they gather as many jars as they can, and she begins to pour her oil into these empty vessels. And the first vessel fills up, and the oil has not stopped running. So she gets the next vessel, and the next vessel fills up, and the oil has not stopped running. And the next vessel, and the next vessel. And before she knows it, all the vessels that she has borrowed are filled up with oil until she's run out of vessels to fill, and the oil wouldn't stop flowing. So she sells the oil, pays off the debts, her and her sons live off the rest. Why do I do what I do? Because I don't feel like I have that much all the time. But what I do have in my house is enough to pour into somebody else. And what I find is that the more I pour, the more there is to pour. And so this is my challenge I want to leave with you. You may look at the stuff that's going on around you and see the issues that are happening in our community. You may say to yourself, I can't do anything about that because the problem is too big. What do you have in your house? What do you have that you can pour into somebody else? It doesn't have to be $1 billion. It might be 5 minutes. It might be 10 minutes of telling one guy that thought his life was headed one direction, you can be better. And not only can you be better, but I'm willing to spend time with you to see that you're going to be better. What do you have in your house? Are you willing to pour it?